What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Ratchet coming back to you boys and girls with another video. As y'all can see, I'm at the shop right now. My boy Nate. And what we're doing today, we're actually doing this transfer case fluid. Well, Nate is doing it. You guys can see the entire process on it. And the fluid that we're gonna be using is this fluid right here. S-Tech transmission fluid. Got it from FCP Euro. You guys know FCP Euro go crazy with the deals, and they also got the best warranties out right now, so that's why I just chose to go with them. But car is lifted up right now. We're gonna end up getting this thing started. Let's get to it.
Alright, so we're gonna start off with the tools required for the job. First and foremost, an updated BMW cable scanner. Right, this brand is Launch. Okay, this is C-Reader. This is the newest version. It's got all the latest test plans that ISTA has, so you'll be able to do 99% of services with this. So make sure you get the newest version, and when you get it, make sure you update it to the latest software. Alright, make sure your car is, at least the battery is charged. You got it hooked up to a battery maintainer because you're going to have the ignition on for the whole duration of the service. Lastly, we want to make sure that the transfer case oil is at least 70 degrees because BMW will not allow you to open up the reservoir within the transfer case unless the oil is at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius. So once we have all those things, we can move on to the rest of the tools. We have an electric torque wrench. It does not need to be electric, but however, if you have a mechanical one, at least make sure that it is calibrated. We're going to be torquing that drain plug to 60 millimeters. Okay, we have a 1/2-inch ratchet. We have a 14 millimeter Allen bit. Lastly, we have a 1/2-inch Wobble extension. And this basically gives you a little bit more flexibility when you're putting the bit in the plug. We have a jack here with a block of wood. All right, and for the siphon pump, okay, we have two pumps here. I kind of made my own custom pump, but pretty much we have a Harbor Freight pump, and then we have a Walmart pump. And what I did here for this job is I took the Walmart pump, I disconnected the hose here. Okay, because this Walmart pump is actually not good. I would not recommend using this. I like the Harbor Freight one. It's a little bit higher quality. You disconnect the hose from the Walmart pump, and since it's a smaller size, you're gonna be able to suck out more fluid. So we take the smaller size, okay, we take the Harbor Freight pump, and we literally just insert it like so, and it will create a seal. It's the perfect size. It just works out well. Okay, so then we're going to use this to put inside the transfer case, and we're going to use this to siphon out the fluid. And that's all the tools we need for this job. So first thing first, we are going to press the start button 3 times. That's going to put the car in diagnostic ready mode. We're going to open up our scan tool. We're going to scroll to drive. We're going to go to transfer box oil change. Click that. All right, it's gonna give you a set of instructions that you need to follow. Do you want to run the service function? Okay, yes. All right, what is the initial status? Carrying out transfer box oil change according to repair instructions, F1. All right, it's gonna basically tell you, hey, the oil needs to be at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius at a minimum. Okay, continue. All right, start engine. As you can see, the scan tool shuts off the engine automatically. Go ahead, reset the ignition. All right, there's no fault memory. Continue. The entry conditions have been fulfilled. The oil partition will be opened. Continue. All right. Oil partition was opened successfully. So basically the reservoir in the transfer case was opened successfully. All right, the oil change can now be carried out. We're gonna set this down. We're gonna leave the door open. If you close the door, the ignition will shut off. So we're gonna come over here. We got the jack, we got a block of wood on the jack. Okay, so the transfer case basically has one plug on it. It is a drain plug and it is a fill plug at the same time. But we have a transmission brace that is blocking that plug. So what we're gonna do, the transmission just needs to be jacked up very slightly, probably I'd say like a millimeter, not even much at all, but just enough to get access to that plug because it is just being blocked. So we're gonna come up with a jack, and we are very slowly gonna jack it up here, right here at the transfer case. All right, we're gonna jack it up very slightly. And that literally should be enough to reach that drain plug completely. Now we're gonna get our half-inch ratchet with the 14mm bit and the Wobble extension, and we are gonna crack open that fill plug, our siphon, make sure it's clean. In this case, it's brand new. We got our ratchet, we got our siphon tool. Make sure your siphon tool is clean. We got our drain pan right here. We're gonna go ahead and crack open that fill plug, and we're gonna start siphoning out the fluid that's inside. We are currently underneath the car here at the transfer case. This is the transfer case. The fill plug is right there. We're gonna take our 14mm. We're gonna take our 14mm Allen bit right here. We're gonna insert it into the transfer case. As you can see, when we got the transfer case jacked up just slightly, we are able to get full access here to this drain/fill port. It goes in and out with no problem. We're gonna insert that 14mm right there. Make sure it's in there all the way. You do not want to cross thread this. You do not want to strip this head. All right, we're gonna get our extension in there, and we're just gonna give it one good push. Right, it's gonna loosen it up for us. So we're just gonna give it one good strong crack. It's gonna crack it open like that. Then we are able to loosen it out by hand. Hopefully, might have to leave this on there. Okay. We're gonna loosen this up all the way. Okay. As you can see from factory, it actually is overfilled a little bit. And the reason I say that is because we have the car currently level on some jack stands, and the fluid is still draining out. We have the car level on some jack stands, and we have the transmission jacked up slightly, and it's still draining out. So that means that BMW from factory, they do overfill this just a little bit, which I was not expecting. So just grab your cloth and you know, just keep everything clean. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna get our siphoning tool. All right, so I moved the transmission out the way. We got our siphon pump in there, okay, as far as we can get it in there. Kind of try and like point the hose down when you're pushing it in. But once you like hit a wall, you know, then you know it's in there as far as it'll go. What we're gonna do is just start trying to siphon that fluid out. There we go. So we are currently evacuating the old transfer case fluid out. You can see the color of it, it's very dark. All right, so we have completely sucked as much fluid as we possibly could out of this transfer case here. What we're gonna do is wipe everything down, okay? And we are gonna get our new fluid to put back in. We're gonna take a clean microfiber cloth. All right, we're gonna wipe this hose down. Again, we do not want to introduce any contaminants into the system. We are going to wipe down these hoses with a brand new microfiber, because we do not want to introduce any contaminants into the system. All right, we're going to take the new fluid. All right, we're going to make sure everything's mixed up together. Take the cap off. Again, I cannot stress the importance of keeping everything clean. Put that all the way at the bottom. Wipe it down. This is going to get inserted into the transfer box. Make sure you don't have the jack on the transfer case. Make sure the car is completely level. We're going to fill this up until it starts to come out of the fill port. That's how you know it's at the maximum. And we got a little bit of old fluid in here, so we're going to go ahead and just take care of that real quick. Once you flushed all the lines with the new fluid, we're gonna come here with the line. All right, we're gonna come to the transfer case, and we're gonna just slowly start putting the new fluid in until it comes out of the fill port. So once you see it start dripping out, oh my God. So once you see it start dripping out of the transfer case, right? We're just gonna overfill it slightly because that's how it came from factory. All right, so make sure this drain plug is clean, and we're just gonna put that on there like so. And so that way we're putting the transfer box back in the same condition that we got it. Gonna clean everything off here, make sure that's tight. And then we're gonna get our 14mm Allen. We're gonna leave that there. We're gonna go ahead and grab our jack this up slightly so we can get a little bit more access. So this bit will go in all the way. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's not in all the way. We don't want to cause any damage to the plug. So we're going to get the jack. We're going to jack it up slightly just so we can get this to go in all the way. All right, we don't have to remove any of these things like how the BMW repair manual states. I don't think that's necessary at all. I think you can save a lot of time if you just jack this up slightly. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna lift this up slightly. We're gonna get our torque wrench and we're gonna torque this to 60 Newton meters, and then you're gonna be good to go. So you see, I don't know if you could see that bit just slid in there. Literally, I jacked it up probably like 2 millimeters. The bit is able to slide in there completely. Now I'm gonna grab my torque wrench. This is a snap-on torque wrench. I'm not saying you need this, but this is the only torque wrench that BMW approves for work on their vehicles. Okay, if you don't have one of these, at the very least, make sure that the torque wrench you're using is calibrated. BMW is very specific with their torque values. All right, we're gonna put this on here. We're gonna make sure the bit is all the way in there, okay? And we are gonna go ahead and tighten that guy to 60 Newton meters. All right, as you can see, all right, we are good, 61.3. What you wanna do is lower your jack. As you can see, we barely had to jack up the transmission, but it just gives you enough space to get to that port. And we're gonna take our brake clean now and clean everything off. Oil change is complete. Now we're gonna get back to the scan tool. Okay, so reading the scan tool, after changing the transfer box oil, service function must be carried out again to reset the indicators for oil wear. All right, continue. Before terminating the service function on the vehicle, set the park PWF status, then observe a waiting period of approximately 15 minutes. Okay, continue. Okay, we're gonna press continue. All right, we're gonna scroll down over here and we are gonna do transfer box calibration. Okay. The transfer box unit will be recalibrated with the service function when the message for failure of the all-wheel drive system appears while running the service function. The fault memory must be deleted after the service function has ended. Do you want to run the service function? We're going to press yes, but we're going to turn on the ignition first because the scan tool shut off the ignition. Okay, we're going to press yes on this. All right, the recalibration of the transfer box unit can only be carried out if the following conditions are met. Okay, valid calibration, vehicle has been secured. Okay, must be at least 10 degrees. Okay, at most 115 degrees. Okay, yep, so we meet all these conditions. All right, we're gonna press continue. All right, the input conditions are met. Continue. All right, initial calibration is carried out in the next step. All right, please wait 15 seconds. All right, transfer box has been recalibrated. New calibration value has been saved. All right, cool. We're gonna press continue. All right, and that finishes our tutorial for our transfer box oil change. Okay, we're gonna wait 15 minutes before driving the vehicle, and yeah, so that about wraps it up. If you have any questions, drop in the comments, and I'll be looking at the comments to see if I can reach out to you guys and provide answers and clear up any confusion.
From the GOAT himself, and he figured out that new tech. As I can see, he get crafty in the shop, I ain't gonna lie, bro, but that's Nate for you. But yeah, man, the GOAT. All right, guys, I'm also putting on new filters because the old ones, as I can see, they wear down over time. Still look pretty good. New filters going on now. I already got one of them off, and I broke this side in the process, but bruh, that shit's not needed, dog. As you guys can see, we got one side done. This is a comparison. Yeah, I can just see how clean that one looks and how dirty this one looks. Replace your intake filters, guys. Don't just keep them on there for however long you plan on keeping the vehicle. It can save your engine and it can save your turbo's life. I also wanted to notate, whenever you're changing this left filter, you have to take this piece off right here. because it'll like get in the way. You don't want to fuck up a cord, so you can just twist this piece off from the back like that, and it'll easily come off. I'll show you guys me putting it on so you guys can know how to take it on and off. All right, just to show you guys what I was talking about before, you just want to take this piece right here, and it goes on the back. It goes on the back right here. What you want to do is you just want to put it in straight like that, like so. You just want to twist down like this. Now it's in the correct position. Now you can't pull it out, and that's what this goes to right here. And whenever you put the grill back on, you just put it back on. Now that those are both on, you just put the grill back on and we're done. There she is. Shout out to my boy Nate, man. Y'all can follow him on Instagram or come to his shop. To get in contact with him, his Instagram is Stock Motorworks. Y'all gonna see it down in the description below. He's the only mechanic I ever go to for this car, so. But yeah, that says a lot.